Dumb, cool,
weird
podcast. Like I said, back in the 90s, it seemed like some things were a lot more
Relaxed.
and acceptable. Like people could take a joke, but now people can't take jokes anymore. It's like people keep getting, what is that, canceled? Is what they call it?
Canceled.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people who are kind of getting canceled right now for like the right reasons. Like, you know, I just found out that apparently there was a lot of sexual assault allegations against James Franco that kind of went unnoticed and were buried by guys like Seth Rogen. And,
I heard about that.
But now Seth Rogen is like stepping back away from like supporting James Franco because he's like in too deep.
Well, then remember the Harvey Weinstein thing?
Yeah.
know?
And that like brought a lot of questions to why is this okay in Hollywood? You know what I mean? Because not only can you blame Harvey Weinstein, but it's like can't remember who it was. The guys from The Sopranos were on like Joe Rogan way back, and they were talking about how they like shouldn't like everybody else also be held accountable, like the secretary who knows that something's going on too.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I mean, if people know something is going on, they should. They're definitely
because you're technically an accessory to a crime.
Yeah,
because like it's like, oh, I wasn't the one doing it. It's like, yeah, but you know, if you're in a car when someone murders another person, you're technically an accessory to a crime. So it's like,
yeah,
it's like you can also be charged for something if you were just there.
Yeah. Well, I think that this is something that I've learned from talking to people. Some people think that this whole thing got started, many years ago, back in the 80s is kind of when this whole thing got started. It was kind of a slow push, and people just kept getting more and more offended. I mean, back then it was more like conservatives were getting more offended by everything.
I mean, it was in the 60s. It kind of makes sense because, it's like you had a lot more stars coming up with progressive ideas like promoting the civil rights movement, and that scared.
Well, it
scared so many people.
Well,
because
it's really interesting. It's like it used to be the conservatives were the ones getting offended by everything, but now it seems like the liberals are the ones getting offended by everything. It's like it's really bizarre because like I have conservative friends that are actually more liberal.
I think
the more liberal, than my more liberal friends. It's almost like they're more conservative. And when people hear that, they're like, what does that even mean? That doesn't make any sense. It's like, well, you got to understand conservative and liberal they have meanings. Conservative means you're more reserved about something.
Yeah.
And liberal means you're more open about something. My more conservative friends, traditional conservative friends, are more open about certain types of things and certain types of thoughts that my more liberal friends will be like, well, we can't talk about that. That's unacceptable. But then when I hear them say that, it makes me think of like conservative people from like the 80s and 90s that were like, video games are unacceptable. Thanks for checking out the Dumb Cool Weird podcast. Go to our website, www.dumbcoolweird.com, to check out our merch and all our social media links. If you want to check out how to support us and our audio podcasts only and an access to our website and all of our other links for our social media, go to linktree.com, which has Dumb Cool Weird podcast. The link is up below. Hope you guys will check us out. We have new content coming out every single Monday. We have new content coming out every single day. Check it for 9 a.m. Clips, reactions, whatever. We got it coming for you. Hope you come out, check it out. Stay sexy, Atlanta, and keep watching our crap.